get going. Happy Monday. How's everyone doing? I want to share a lot of information that's been coming today from the Galactic Council of Nine, who I channel regularly. I'll give everyone a chance to get their notifications. And then we'll come in. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Misty. Hi, Lily. Hi, Tracy. We also have had so many galactic classes lately, and I recognize some of you in chat from a class yesterday that we had called Starseeds Remember. You can get a copy of it if you want to email us. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Nicola, Amber, Layla, Vanessa. Hi, Rob. Hi, Beth and Kelly. Hey, Tara. Hey, Stephen. How are you guys doing? I'll give everyone a chance to get their notifications, and we will start really, really soon. Hi, Mo. Cool name. Thank you so much for our lovely moderator, Sassy44. Hi, Frida. Hi, Donna. Hi, She McGee. That's a cool handle. I really wanted to come and put on such a happy face for you guys this morning, but I tell you, I'm going to be straight, honest, and authentic like I normally am. I have not been having a great YouTube experience these past few weeks. People have been just a little antsy, and there's a lot of fear. And I get that, particularly in America, we're going through like pre-election stages, and people are very wound up, you know, a lot going on. Had a lot of not so nice comments over me just showing up daily and being myself. And it doesn't make me want to be here. But simultaneously, I think that the people who do come, particularly those of you who are showing up live all the time, the silent supporters out there, which are many, I've also gotten many, some powerful emails of support, and that was really heartwarming. So I'm just here offering my work here on this planet. It's free. I went from spending every single day a week here to you're lucky if it's once a week, because I was so dissuaded from the negativity. Because I teach really, what can you call it? The way I channel, the information that comes through is a deep truth. It's like the Galactic Council calls it a top tier truth. And when you're living in a world that isn't ready for a top tier truth, you're going to get a lot of flack. And unlike so many people who say, well, develop a thick skin, get stronger, I don't want to do that. I want to remain humble. I want to grow some fortitude for sure. I do want to get stronger, but I don't want to develop a thick skin. I don't want to pretend that nasty things don't hurt me, because that's a lie. I don't want to sit here and pretend that it's easy to have, I typically have to have 1 to 3 moderators in live chat just because I'm giving you guys that top tier truth that many aren't ready to handle. And I have some powerful topics to bring to you today, and I have a short amount of time to bring it. So I just want to channel this information and give it to you because it's really relevant to what's here. it is another top tier truth. It is going to make you remember some things about your starseed nature that is difficult. And it's also going to give you a way to heal it, a way to understand your triggers, understand what lights you up and activates you, understand why you are the way you are, what defense mechanisms you have, and where they come from in your cosmic nature. And a lot of it comes from the galactic wars that we have been experiencing, that we have experienced in the past, that we may continue to experience for a good while. And there is just the concept of being aware of what the triggers are and where they come from, what your natural state actually is. That's what's going to heal it. So this isn't the type of class where you get some light language and a starseed activation code, a light code. We have plenty of that on this channel. What this class is a deeper awareness of what happened in your cosmic history beyond human. You are of the stars. And I don't mean that as a figure of speech. I mean this quite literally. So I want to give you and continue to give you these top tier truth teachings. That's what we call them. The Galactic Council also, we kind of jokingly say this, TTT, top tier truth. You're going to give them a TTT. They typically stand behind the screen and go, oh, that's TTT. You're going to get some other types of T's, some trolling, because you're about to give them the top tier truth. But these are things that you need to know. And if you don't like it, I'm also like getting a lot of people emailing me and kind of giving me advice from other channels, and I don't listen to other channels for a reason, so that I stay clear, or they'll compare my work with other channels, and I can't go look at what you're asking me to look at, because I need to stay clear for you. The way that the council channels through me is unique, and I want to honor that as well. And I think I have people that are just new to my channel, and maybe they think I'm new to the YouTube scene, but I have been teaching Galactic since May of 2000. I've been channeling since age 5. Anything you could attempt to give me insofar as advice or teachings, I likely already know, or I haven't looked at because I'm trying to stay clear, like one or the other, right? What makes this channel unique is that you're going to get information that honors everything, and yet it's going to keep you out of fear. It's going to align with everything else you've been taught, but every channel is a little different, and this channel keeps you out of fear. And I had to come on this morning and talk about the purpose of that, you know? And I know I talk a little bit too much, but I'm just tired of trying to be what YouTubers want me to be. I'm tired of being compared to other YouTube channels. I'm tired of being told what's professional, what's not, what I should say, what I shouldn't. I just want to give you that top tier truth. And some people can't handle it, and they are unsubscribing, leaving, saying nasty things, or emailing me with a ton of advice that they think I don't already know. And it's always followed by a bunch of love and support. And it's because I care about you that I want you to know. But all these other channels that are doing things differently than you, okay, go listen to those other channels. It's cool. I love Bashar. I love so many channels, but I'm not just listening to them every day, because I don't glean my information from those other channels. I glean my information from my own councils. And when you're here, I really hope you can honor that. There's no reason for competition. There's no reason to compare me to them. There's no reason for me to go learn from other channels. I've been learning since age 5. And there's no reason for the negative behaviors either. The negative and the positive, like any kind of comparison, I just don't need, because I need to keep going. We're going to be writing books this year. We're going to be doing so many things we've never done before together, and I need your support. I think that you are fabulous, and I'm happy that we're here together. And I have so much powerful support from Patreon that gives me the time to be able to come here. But I had almost lost hope this past couple of weeks. like straight up about to quit. And I haven't felt that way since 2017. I don't want to do that. I don't want it to make it just on a paid channel. I want it to be free for everyone. Right? So this is one of those things. I know some people say, well, you want critique and you want criticism. No, not really. I get enough of that from myself. Believe me, I am super hard on myself. Right? Um, I don't want advice. I just want you to show up live with me and to listen and see if this resonates. And if it does, I want you to say, wow, that was some triggering truth, but I'm going to look at it. That's it. Just show up, support the channel in any way you want. It's awesome. And I love being here with you. And I didn't want to give up that fast. So I thought I was going to come on today and just go straight into the channeling and say nothing and pretend like it doesn't happen, but it is happening. And it wouldn't be honest of me to not talk to you about it and to share my heart. It wouldn't be real. It would not be authentic. I can't channel to you without being authentic. So, YouTubers, I need you to be nice. I need you to be professional, kind, compassionate. I don't care if you respect or agree with what I'm doing, but at least don't troll me. And I really don't need advice. I appreciate you, though. I appreciate it. But I am guided from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, and then beyond the sleep, I continue in those astral travel journeys for you. So I don't need anything beyond that because I'm in constant grace of counsel, constant grace of counsel. And I'm going to come on here. Some people say I talk too much before I channel. Some people say I sell too much. It's always, you're too much. You're too much. And I don't care what you think about that. I care that you're here and that you want to hear a top tier truth. I care that you care about humanity. I care that you care about yourself, right? I care that you are ready to start a revolution of the soul, right? I care that you care and that you feel deeply about what's going on in this world and the truths of what's going on in this world. I care that your eyes are peeled back and that you are not blinded by the illusion, and that you are simultaneously aware that the illusion is beautiful and magical. And even though people are walking around saying, stuff's not real, stuff's not real, stuff's not real. Okay, well, you're still in it, and you're in it for a reason. I care about the middle way consciousness, and I care about you. And I want us to create a reverent, respectful, sacred space together in these channelings. That's all. Now I'm done. 10 whole minutes later, but I'm done. What I've noticed as a purveyor and a reader, a journeyer, a remote viewer and channel of the Akashic records, many of us may not know this about me, but I remember over 99% of every lifetime I've ever had. The council gives me a 99.8 percentage, whatever that looks like. I don't know. But that means I'm human and I can be wrong. I'm hoping that any channel of the Akash can respect that anyone can be wrong, including me. So this is a perspective of what I've seen, and the council comes through and they say, okay, here's what you see, and here's what it means, and here's what it means for humanity. Here is a part of the Akash. And one part of the Akash that they've been really showing me these past 2 weeks as I've been preparing to speak to you and channel them about it, is that much of humanity, I mean, over 90% of humans, no matter your level of awareness or enlightenment or nirvana or spiritual awakening, we carry old beliefs and trauma from galactic wars. We carry this trauma from galactic wars in the past and galactic wars that are still carrying on. So what I wanted to talk to you today is about the wars that predominantly affected humankind, what particular triggers we carry over from them today. Some of you, this is kind of a repeat of something I channeled yesterday. So some of you are going to remember a little bit of this, and there'll also be some new things. But we're going to talk about the triggers that are carried over from the specific galactic wars of where you're from. For the predominant galactic races that reincarnate into human form, you are all starseeds. That means that you come from somewhere else. Human wasn't the first race to ever exist, and it certainly won't be the last. We are new, comparatively speaking. And the whole construct of mind, body, soul, notice I didn't say mind, body, spirit, but the whole construct of mind, body, soul is something that's created through time. And everything that happened in time has a construct of pain, a little bit of friction in order to grow. And wars have been a part of that. Thank you guys. I'm reading your chat support as well right now, and it's super beautiful. All the support makes me feel a little bit better about coming back today because, quite frankly, I had a little bit of fear about channeling today because some of the YouTube comments have been despicable. And the more truth-based the more higher tier teachings I can bring to you, the harder it gets to be on this channel because people can't handle it. But today you're going to need to handle it because you are from there. You are from the Pleiades, from Atlantis, from Lemuria, from Orion. Some of you have Alpha Draconian nature and you're terrified to admit it, but that could be the reason for your anger, even if it's a tiny part of your human display. You could have Beta Draconian, you could have Talcesian, you could have Sirius A or Sirius B, you could have Andromedan, you could have Talcesian or Alpha Centaurian, right? Any of these are the dominant galactic races that come from the stars that incarnate here and play human. We pretend in the illusion of human. You're smart enough to know that everything that you see is an illusion, right? The council's like asking you a question. You know this, right? Everyone that comes to my channel knows this by now. I'm just going to give you that because I know that you are super intelligent and you know these things. But what I've noticed is that we're carrying over a lot of trauma and beliefs from that trauma that hold us back. And in order to proceed beyond the matrix, we need that. In order to awaken from the illusion, we need to remember where these triggers came from, what the triggers are, what activates and sparks us out of the triggers. We need that soul spark, that soul to awaken. And remember, it's a spirit. It's essence, not a soul. Even soul is a construct within the illusion. That freaked you out when I told you that on Patreon this past month. You were like, what? But my soul, all the work we do is on the soul. Yes, we work on the illusion. It's a beautiful game. You don't want to come here and sit around as an NPC, do you? Right? We work on it. It's a beautiful illusion, but it is still an illusion. And there are ways that it can cause pain. And we need to understand that. And just the awareness of the wars, what triggers are carried over, what activates us beyond the trigger, what actually heals us from the trigger, and what is our natural state. Those four things are what's going to heal it. You don't need a light language to heal it. You don't need Reiki to heal it. You don't need to go see a shaman. You don't need to do all this work. And I'm also not negating all this work either, because be where you are. If you have the belief that you need to do work, then that carries over as a truth for you. But there's a reason why you don't see a lot of healing services beyond source stones offered on my website, because you actually don't need it. You actually don't need it anymore. You are beyond that. But some of you still think you do, and we're going to honor that. And when you still think you do, that creates the belief that you do. But what if I told you today, because this is what the council is telling me, you don't need modalities. You don't need practices. You can go beyond them. This is not something that everyone wants to hear, particularly if you provide practices for a living, you're really going to hate me right now because you're thinking I'm negating it, but I'm not. For those, there are plenty, there's like over 60% of humanity that still requires modalities because their belief is so strong that they need a modality. And for those people who are attached to that pain, who cannot remember beyond the galactic wars, they will still need those modalities. For the few of you who are likely listening today, you need to know that you're likely beyond that. You need to know that there is another way, that you don't need to go pay money to me or anyone else to have this happen for you, to get beyond the beliefs and the trauma of the galactic wars, and that it's not spiritual bypassing. And it doesn't invalidate anyone who believes that they do still need it, because if you, like I said, if you believe it, the council says if you believe it, then you need it. Belief is king in the illusion. So can you get past what the mind and body are doing to tell you that you need to go to a doctor or go to a shaman or go to a healer? Can you get past that right now and hear me from another place? Or if you still need to go spend a bunch of money, that's okay too. That's okay too. Let's feel it out together. Let's feel it out together. Because I certainly support all my healing practitioners, because there are plenty of people who aren't going to take this high tier teaching. They're not going to take this top tier teaching. It's a top tier truth. It's not for everybody, but there is about 2% of humanity who are awake enough to get beyond this. And I believe that the people who come to this channel are awake enough to get beyond needing something outside of themselves. Are you in that 2% of humanity? I believe you are. You know, there are 44,000 subscribers here, and I believe that they could be the 2% that are beyond duality. This is, like I said, this teaching isn't for everyone. The rest of society is still deeply asleep. That's why we still need our practitioners. No, we're not negating anything. when 98% of the world still needs practitioners, but we have 2% that don't. And if that 2% begins to teach and share how to get beyond, no one will ever need to pay for a healing again. You will know yourself. So let's talk about, what do we want to do first? Lemuria, the Atlantean-Lemurian Wars. So we will go through with that first. Atlantis at the time, and this was around 11,000 BC, according to what the council is saying, around 11,000 BC, roughly. There was a massive flood, and that flood was the effect of its cause, which was an Atlantean-Lemurian war. So the Lemurians were incredibly shamanic, incredibly empathetic. The healers, the empaths, the givers, the dancers, the artists, the musicians, the shamans, the medicine keepers of Earth. Atlanteans were Earth scientists. Now, Lemurians believed that everything had to be built upon emotion. Atlanteans believed that everything had to be built from the intellect. Atlanteans did not have human sentience. And Lemurians had a ton, almost so much sentience, according to the council, that they couldn't really get through their pain. So they required to learn a different way. There was, can you believe there was a time where there was actually so much divine feminine that no one had any aspect of divine masculine? Earth was that at one time. Now, currently, we're not there. Currently, it's a bit the other way around. But your triggers are wars, genocides, rape, power over, power under constructs. Those are the beliefs that you're carrying over, and that's what will trigger you. People who identify with Lemuria, that's what will trigger you. What activates you is your reverence to Gaia. What activates you is nature. What heals you is nature and all things natural and anything frequency or sound oriented. As simple as that. Literally go hug a tree. The ego will tell you it can't be that simple, but it really is. Your natural state beyond all of this pain that you're carrying over from the Atlantean-Lemurian War is emotional acceptance. It is empowered empathy. When empathy becomes your superpower, when you care so deeply that your compassion is your superpower, that's your natural state. When you get beyond healing, that's what that's going to be for you. All right. Pretty much every culture has a flood myth. That's because Lemuria and Lemuria was everywhere. It wasn't just in one spot. Lemurians were everywhere and Atlanteans were everywhere. So that isn't really a myth. It's something carried down that we need to listen to. So many archaeologists are looking back going, well, those are just myths. Those are just legends. But we are really possibly avoiding a huge part. There could be a reason why, historically speaking, we have the same myths of floods and disasters. Atlanteans, you have your own trauma from this because you were the scientists and you were creating all sorts of powerful tools to heal ovarian cancer in women, and you were healing genetic disturbances in pregnant women. You were all about helping the feminine. And then you made an improper, faulty, unethical alliance, but you did not know that it was unethical. You made an alliance with Alpha Draconian and Grace, all species of Alpha Draconian, and they promised you the world. They came in with promises, and they came in with all of this promise of power and promise of healing Earth and promise of, neutral, compassionate ruling and all sorts of things. And they told you that the Lemurians were too emotional and that was their demise and that you needed to get them more in their head and more into science and law and history. And you fell for it. You fell for that. And that's okay. So your triggers are betrayal and trusting too much when people lie to you. You also get deeply triggered when people have too much emotional drama. That's a part of you. You're a little bit more into the non-sentience than that. What activates you beyond that trigger from this war is to build yourself as a bridge of consciousness, or when you meet someone that holds the middle way properly and stands on that bridge and pulls people over from all sides until there are no more sides. You love that. You love for people to just get along. And you like to geek out and you love to teach people something different, right? Yes, exactly. Empty promises, Kira. That's exactly what the Alpha Draconian offered the Atlanteans. So when you get activated by building a bridge of consciousness between people of different belief systems who would otherwise create war and possibly destroy Earth, you get very activated, and you can heal this by paying attention to both the logical side of you and the heart-centered side of you. You get activated when all things come together. What heals you is the experiment of time itself and your experiential wisdom when you understand time, both little t and capital D. Time beyond time. Time without the clock ticking, time without the illusion. What is that? You are so super curious about everything. Portals, astral travel, remote viewing, crystals, anything that gets you beyond time, human time, little t. Your natural mastery is justice, law and order, equality. You love universal law, but you also love when justice is placed for everyone, for you and everyone, and you love equanimity. So let's talk about Pleiadian Orion Wars. Did you know about that one? I got whole things that I wrote for you guys about this, by the way. I wrote these yesterday when they channeled through the council. But in the Orion-Pleiadian War, Orions have a bad rep. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Orions being here because people think that because the Orion Gate opened and Alpha Draconi came through, that Alpha Draconi are a part of the Orion Gate. So people have made both the Orions and the Alpha Draconians and the Beta Draconians and the Alpha Centaurians all to be the bad people, and that's not necessarily true. So Pleiadians were deeply triggered by feeling controlled and feeling that they are insignificant, invalidated, not understood, not accepted, that feeling of not belonging. You carried that through from the Orion-Pleiadian War. When the Orion Gate opened, Alpha Draconi came through and slaughtered the Pleiadians, absolutely slaughtered them. But it was because the Civil War was going on in Orion, and about 50% went on one side, to go want to slaughter Pleiadians and take over their lands and their planet and their star system and the Pleiades. And the other side said, no, 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 I don't like that. So there are 50% of the Orion group that are against that and would fight and lose their lives for you, and still are. So I don't want you to think of the Orions as the bad guys. The Pleiadians are deeply triggered by feeling controlled and told that they're insignificant. When the Orions came in and that negative sect, that 50% that split off and wanting to destroy the Pleiades, they came in and said, I don't care that you're crying or that you have problems or that there was no compassion towards it. Now, Orions have 50% of them that, like I said, are very sentient and 50% that are non-sentient. But the non-sentient ones, the ones that don't believe in learning from emotions, came in and slaughtered the Pleiadians when it was a time where they were like sitting ducks. They were like cute little galactic bunnies. Like, who would want to just come in and destroy a bunch of bunny rabbits? That's kind of how it was. So you don't trust Orions anymore. And you have good reason, but it would be a deeper understanding for you to go into some forgiveness about that, in terms of feeling invalidated, to stand up to them a little bit instead of feeling like sitting bunnies all the time, because you're not weak. There was a sect that split off from the Pleiades. We call them the Pleiadian renegades. You probably heard of them before. It was a huge sect of the Pleiadians that stood up and said, no, no more. And they won. They won. They took an alliance with the other 50% of beings coming through the Orion Gate. They took the Beta Draconians and they formed their own little galactic tribe and came and defended you. And you've been growing and thriving ever since. So it's helpful to forgive that when you feel persecuted, when you feel invalidated, because your natural state is compassion, but you still are carrying over some pain of not knowing when to trust, especially when you feel invalidated. Yeah, exactly. When you're apologizing for something you didn't do. You guys walk around apologizing for all kind of stuff that's just going on in the world. When someone's affected poorly, you go, oh my God, I'm sorry. Sorry you're feeling that way. You're feeling some kind of a way. And if there's anything that I did that had a part in it, I'm so sorry. Please stop apologizing. It's okay. Orions, your triggers are feeling persecuted, feeling misunderstood, feeling judged, feeling being told that you've hurt people, right? What activates you is advocacy, because remember, you came in and you advocated for Pleiadians that were being hurt during the Orion-Pleiadian War. You protected them, but you deserve forgiveness. You deserve patience. You deserve respect, right? And you also need to learn to forgive those who are persecuting you and continue to spread the truth about Orion, which is that they're not all bad guys. Your natural state is empowerment. Your natural state is truth. Okay, Alpha Draconians. You fought with Lyrans. All right. I know, I have 3 minutes. So we're going to end up really soon, but I'm going to have to cover this because you guys are really making the Alpha Draconians to be the bad guy, and they're not. Yeah. They also had a 50% split. That's how we got the Beta Draconians, is that 50% of the Alpha Draconians split and said, you know what, Alpha Draconians, we are not going to let you, even though you are our kind, we're not going to let you destroy Lyrans and Lemurians. We're not going to let you destroy Earth. And the Beta Draconians, who stood up and became renegades, protected Earth, are still protecting Earth, protected Lyra, and made sure that it wasn't completely destroyed. They took those who were hurt and brought them over to the Alpha Centauri star system, built a camp where the Alpha Centaurian warriors protected the Lyrans and Lemurians, so that they could, it was like a refugee camp. They were healing from war, and they helped them rebuild. So your triggers, Alpha Draconi, are you are a perfectionist, you're hard on yourself, you're A++++ personality. You get triggered, oddly enough, when people are jealous of you, but you get triggered in a unique way. You like it when people are jealous of you. The part of you that are with that Alpha Draconian side that is used to kind of slaughtering in the past to get attention, you like it when people are jealous of your power. There's a secret part of you that loves to feel jealous. Beta Draconians, you get triggered when people are jealous of you because you want equality and you don't want them to be jealous of you. You want them to understand that they're the same. And you're carrying that over. You're like, wait a minute, we're not the bad guy. We're the same as you. We're not doing anything to you. We're trying to help you, and we are the same as you. We're not better than, stronger than, more intelligent, etc. Alpha Draconi, you get triggered by whining, complaining, or over emotional displays, public displays of affection. You get triggered when you're not seen, when you're not the center of attention. Beta, you get triggered if you are the center of attention. You want to go hide because you've been told that you are a betrayer of your own kind. You've been told you're nothing, so you don't want to be seen. You guys carry a lot of triggers from this. What activates you is when people come in and they're just neutral. What activates you also is when there's a rebellion or a positive revolution where people can learn the truth, not just about you, but about anything. What heals you is to get angry about this, to stand up and say, you know what, I'm tired of being judged, and to be angry about this, okay? Your natural state, once you heal this, is actually humility, not humiliation, humility, that deep form of grace that calms everyone down and puts everybody in the state of equanimity, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this information coming through this channeling of the Galactic Council of Nine today. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.